Welcome to Budget Beauty, where I help you look flawless for less. Welcome back, and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen, and this is Budget Beauty. We do everything beauty on a budget, and today's video I am really excited about. Have you heard of Temu? Temu is all over the internet. Clothing hauls, beauty hauls. There is so many products on Temu's website. I have purchased so many clothing pieces from them. I have done a lot of hauls on my main channel. I will link my main channel down below for you, but I noticed that they had a beauty section, and it's all Korean beauty, which is really, really good quality, and the prices blew me away. So I got to thinking, why not do a full face of Temu makeup? Let's compare it to high-end makeup and see if it's worth it. In fact, the eyeshadow palette that I picked is a Natasha Denona dupe. So I'm really excited to test out all of the makeup on Temu's website. I actually purchased brushes, beauty sponges, and a full face of Temu makeup. So if you're excited, give this video a big, huge thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and your bell notification is turned on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. I will link each of the makeup beauty products that I use in today's video, Temu's website, all the information down below for you, and new users actually get 30% off of their first order. So that's even a better deal than the already amazing low prices. Speaking of prices, I will pop up the price of each item on the screen for you so you can see exactly what I paid for each makeup item. Your mind is going to be blown. I am crossing my fingers that this makeup is as good a quality as I think it's going to be. Also, down in the description box, I'll list my favorite beauty boxes. And of course, come on over, follow me on TikTok for a little bit more beauty on a budget. What I'm going to do is zoom you in and let's test out Temu makeup. When I said full face of Temu, I mean full face of Temu. The only thing I have on my face right now is my skincare. So we are actually going to start with primer. Now this is from the brand Baya, and it says 24 Gold Gel Primer Matte Finish Oil Free. I haven't even opened anything because I really wanted to do a first impression with you guys while we do a full face of the makeup. So here's what the primer looks like. The packaging is really, really nice. So it's a little pump top, and it is definitely more of a gel-like primer. So let's apply that. It definitely has that silicone feel, as mattifying primers do. If you've ever used like the NYX mattifying primer, the clear gel, that's kind of the vibe that this is giving me. It does feel really nice. It's not tacky at all on the skin. So for foundation, I grabbed a BB cream. This is from the brand Hakesy Beauty. This looks really, really light, like almost white. I'm a little bit nervous for this. I'm a little nervous. I did also pick up a 2-pack of beauty sponges. And these actually feel really nice and really dense. Let me go ahead and get this wet. And we're gonna try this out. Like I said, I'm really nervous. This looks super light. We may be doing a lot of contouring and bronzing so that I don't look like Casper. Okay, here goes nothing. I mean, this is really, oh yeah, this is way, way, way too light for me. Okay, all right, we're gonna go with this. We are going to use it. We are going to make it work. Okay, this is no one's fault but my own. I am the one that chose this color. Huh. Interesting. Oh, this is great. I am so pasty white right now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I will say that after blending it in, so using the beauty sponge and like tapping it into my skin, it's not as white. And in fact, I don't know if you can see, but it's really not offering a whole lot of coverage. It is very, very, very much a light coverage foundation or BB cream. You can see that the color of my face is definitely lighter, but I can see everything through this. I can see all the discoloration on my face. It's definitely not offering a lot of coverage. Let me pump a little bit more. I may be regretting this. And let's see if we can build it up just a little bit more. I will say the beauty sponge is really nice. Kind of gives me beauty blender vibes. So this is as good as we are going to get with that BB cream. It definitely built up and gave me still light coverage, but definitely a little bit more coverage. I would say if you have a lot of discoloration or a lot of things on your skin that you like to cover up with foundation, this probably isn't the right one for you. Unfortunately for me, it's such a light shade. I mean, we're white here. So we're gonna do a lot of contouring, a lot of bronzing to get my skin to look normal. It definitely feels good on the skin. It's not tacky at all. It applied really nicely, and I would say that the beauty sponges, these are really, really nice. So I did pick up a contour stick. Now this was interesting because it's a dual-ended stick. So one end of the stick is a lighter contour than the other. So there's the deeper end of the contour stick, and there is the lighter end. So for me, I feel like because my foundation is so light, I'm going to go with the deeper end, and we're going to just apply that where we would apply contour. I'm glad I chose the deeper end because honestly, I think that this end would be a little light. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's more concealer-y vibes. Okay, so I'm going to apply contour and blend that out. Okay, that's definitely helping bronze up my skin a little bit. I will say that again, it's not giving much color payoff. Contour, it's definitely not what I would normally use for contour. You can see that it's really not doing a whole lot. It's kind of blending away to a whole lot of nothing. We may not be off to the best start here. So there we are contoured. You can see it didn't do a whole lot. I mean, very, very light contouring. Man, let me see if I can build this up a little bit more, kind of like that BB cream. But we are able to get a little bit more opacity, but this is a lot of work. I mean, this is a lot of work for contouring. Usually with contour, it's just a quick swipe on and you can get a nice contoured look. This is a little bit more work to get that little bit of color payoff. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's test out some concealer. So this is from the brand O2O. This is a high coverage liquid concealer. Looks like I actually picked up a pretty good shade, hopefully, based on what I can see. Oh yeah, that's definitely good. That will add the coverage that I don't have from that BB cream. I'm hoping that this is that high coverage that it claims. That's actually really nice. Okay, we're redeeming ourselves with the Temu makeup with this concealer. This is really nice, and it's not even settling at all into all of my fine lines. And would I say that this is a full coverage concealer, not off of first application? I would say more like medium coverage, but it definitely gave me coverage, definitely helped to cover things up. So if you do have dark marks on your face, you could always go in with the concealer to cover. Let me add a little bit more and see if I can build this up to get that more full coverage. I'm going to bring that up over onto my lid as well to kind of serve as a primer for my eyeshadow. Okay, the concealer's good. The concealer's good. I definitely have a lot more coverage with a second coat with a little bit more of the concealer and layering that under the eye. That doesn't look bad at all. Not at all. So for setting powder, I did pick up the Capavini Fluffy Mist setting powder. Packaging is really nice of all of this makeup, and I did get mine in just a translucent shade. It does come with a little powder puff. So I put some of the powder in the lid, and I bought these brushes. Now I will say that I have quite a few. I did buy a couple brushes. These feel really, really weighted and nice. So I'm going to use kind of this flat one to press in the powder. That actually looks really nice. Let me try out the little powder puff. Okay, that works really good too, to kind of press in that powder. It definitely added that nice finished look to my skin, and it is for sure a translucent powder. It's definitely translucent. It's not changing the color of my foundation. It's just doing a really good job, honestly, of setting everything, and it feels really nice. It's very, very finely milled. And I'm not mad about this little powder puff. It actually works really well to tap in the powder. Okay, so the powder is a win. I really do like that. It feels really good on the skin. So this is quite the winner, and the little powder puff is pretty nice. It's nice quality, and it does do a really good job of tapping in the powder. Also, the brush is really nice as well. This would be a great brush for contour as well. I should have maybe tapped in contour with this. Maybe I would have gotten a little more opacity than with a beauty sponge. So I'll definitely try that next time. We definitely need some bronzer. You can see once I set my face with powder, the contour pretty much disappeared. I don't really see, it's very, very, very subtle contouring. So I did pick up a bronzer. This is from the brand Puder. I'm not going to pronounce any of these brands correctly. Again, really, really nice packaging. This one also comes with a little powder puff, and there is the bronzer. It does have a little mirror in the compact. So I'm going to use another one of the brushes that I purchased, more of a fluffy brush. I will say these brushes are really, really nice quality. Okay, we're getting the warmth that I need after this really light foundation and contouring that really didn't do a whole lot. This is definitely adding that warmth that I need. I do like this color as well. It's a little bit more of a cool toned bronzer. I can do a warm tone and a cool tone. This one off of the website from the choices just kind of seemed like the best shade for me. And this brush is great for contour. It's nice and dense. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better about things. This definitely added all of that warmth in that I needed. 10 out of 10 recommend. The brush and the bronzer seems really nice as well. For blush, this is from the brand Miss Young, and this is in the shade Blusher. And this is just a really pretty pink shade. I have one more brush that I picked up for complexion, and this one's a little bit more of an angled brush, which is perfect for blush. So you can see this one has that angle. Let's go ahead and pick up some blush. Again, really hoping this adds a little more color. Ooh, that's really pretty. Okay, that's a beautiful pink. I went back in for a little bit more, and you can see that it layers really nicely. Okay, this is really, really beautiful. As Korean beauty is, their makeup is a little bit more on the subtle side. So I'm noticing with all of these products that when you first apply them, it's a pretty light coverage, but they're buildable. Even the BB cream foundation was buildable, so that's nice. So if you are looking for a little bit more of that no makeup look, they're great. You can also, again, build them up if you want a little bit more color. I really like the blush. The blush is beautiful. And then highlight. I'm excited for this. This is from the brand Young Vision. There's so many brands on. I did opt for a little bit of a violet tinted highlighter. This looks really, really beautiful. I'm going to tap off that brush I used for powder and use that for highlight. It's picking up nicely. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty. You're getting a little bit lighter application, which, like I said, is very common for Korean skincare. But again, even with the highlighter, I am able to build that up. And that is really, really beautiful. A little on my nose, and then I do like a little bit on my forehead, my Cupid's bow, and my chin. Pretty. That's really pretty. Let me dab on just a tiny bit more blush. Okay, that's pretty. It's definitely not that in-your-face blush highlight, but it's a little bit more of a natural glow, which I really like. And I do like the color of this. This is really nice. So we're ready for eyeshadow. Like I said, I did pick up a set of brushes. This is a full set of 4 eyeshadow brushes, so we're going to use those. And then the palette that I grabbed is from Tinkf, and this is the Glam palette. eyeshadow. So this is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I will go ahead and pop up a picture here of the Natasha Denona palette. I do own a few of her palettes. I have her My Dream collection as well as her Love palette, and those have really, really nice quality. So I'm wondering if this is going to compare because the price of this is substantially less, but that's what it looks like. I mean, this is the exact same color story as the Natasha Denona Glam palette. Those really pretty cool toned neutrals. So first off, these brushes, these are super nice as well. These are really nice and weighted, just as nice as the face brushes. So I'm really excited to test these out. So I am going to pick up the fluffiest brush for that transition shade, and I want to do kind of a smoky glam look, a little bit more on the neutral side, but a little bit on the smoky side. So the first shade I'm going to pick up is this kind of cool toned brown. There are no shade names. So this cool toned brown right here, I'm picking that up on a fluffy brush. And I'm going to use that as my transition shade or my crease shade. Okay. Wow, look at that. One tap in and I have all of that color payoff, and that blended out beautifully. Let me pick up a little bit more, see if we can layer the shadow. And yes, we can. Look at that. Wow. Impressive. We have opacity, we have color payoff, really, really easy to blend. We are going to put this to the test by layering a deeper shade over this one, but so far, this is really nice. Out just beautifully. I am impressed. I am thoroughly impressed so far. Picking up the angled brush, and by the way, the brushes, they feel fantastic. I am going to deepen up, add some depth to that outer corner, and I'm going to use this deepest shade in the palette, which is a cool toned gray. And this is going to be the test because this is the deepest shade. So how much payoff are we going to get? And are we going to be able to layer that over that deeper brown? So that was one swipe in, and that's looking pretty good. A little bit more on my brush, see if I can build that up, get a little bit deeper for some contrast. Wow, that's beautiful. And that was applying the shadow twice. It definitely built up really nicely over the first application, and it's building up nicely and blending beautifully with that transition shade. I will say I do really like these eye brushes. I mean, so much that I may go grab another set because they were super affordable in their brushes. I mean, even their face brushes are really, really nice. That looks really good. Using that same fluffy brush for the transition shade, not picking up any more shadow, I'm just going to do a quick blend, and you can see that it is not blending away. That color is there, that opacity is there. Pretty impressed. Now I didn't pick up any type of glitter glue or glitter primer, so we're going to try the shadows on just my set lid. And this is where it gets hard because there's so many beautiful shimmers in here. I really like this silver shade here, but I think what I'm going to start with is this shade up here. This is kind of a cool toned kind of brown shimmer, a little bit deeper. I'm going to pick that up on a finger first so we can test out application with a finger and a brush. And I'm going to apply that towards the outer portion of my lid. It feels a little hard pressed in the pan, but it's going on really nicely and it's building up really beautifully as well. That is such a pretty shimmer shade. And this is with no glitter primer. And usually I do use a glitter primer, but I really wanted to test this palette out in its true form. Then picking up the next shimmer with one of the brushes, I want to test out, I want to use this really pretty silver shade right here. This is so beautiful. Ooh, it's picking up on the brush really well. And I'm going to focus that on my inner portion of my lid and then blend that over with that first shimmer. Ooh, look at how pretty that is. Picking up a little bit more, let's try layering that. Oh yeah, that layers really nicely. Look at that, that is so pretty. Okay. Okay, Temu eyeshadow Natasha Denona dupe. So those shimmers applied really nicely, both with the brush and with a finger. Before I do my inner corner highlight, I'm going to use the last little brush. This is a much more dense brush, and I'm going to use that for the lower lash line, and then we'll use one of the other shimmers for that inner corner highlight. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back into that deepest shade that we use to deepen up the outer corner and buff that on the lower lash line. Such a pretty cool tone smoky look. And then I'm going to pick up this brown shimmer. This is a shimmer shade. I'm going to pick that up. It's a little bit deeper brown, and I'm going to buff that in on the lower lash line as well. That looks really nice. You can see the difference. It added that little bit of brown, lightened up and blended out that lower lash line. And then for my inner corner highlight, using the light silver, kind of white shade next to that silver shade we used on the lid, picking that up on that dense brush. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty. That's really pretty. And just kind of tapping that into the inner corner. I do like to pull it under the lower lash line just a little bit. One last quick blend with that fluffy brush, no additional shadow. And there's the eye look with the Glam palette. I will say, is it Natasha Denona? I don't know. I mean, it applied really nicely. I can't tell the difference between the application of this shadow versus Natasha Denona. They both blended beautifully, built up beautifully, and this is a fraction of the price. The real test is longevity. Is this shadow going to last all day? So what I'll do is I'll pop up here on the screen an update after wearing the shadow all day to let you know if it stayed in place, if it creased, if my skin, if my eyelids ate it, or whatever happened to the shadow after wearing it all day. I also grabbed a black liquid liner. There is no brand name on this, but of course I'll put everything down below for you. This is just your standard felt tip liquid liner. This is my preferred liner. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my wing. Okay, this is going on nicely. There's no tugging, no skipping. Fill that in. That's going on really nicely. We've got a nice opaque black color, no skipping, no tugging. Let me go ahead and finish my wing. This is really nice. This is a nice felt tip black liquid liner for sure. This is great. This gave me that perfect wing, really easy to draw in my wing and then fill in the rest of the liner. Now we are going to do false lashes. I actually bought some false lashes and lash glue off the Temu website, but of course we need to add a little mascara first. So this is from the brand She Does, and this is the Ultra Long Mascara. It says 24-hour mascara, and I bought mine, of course, in black. So here's your packaging. I'm hoping this is the kind of brush I prefer. Yes, it is. This is an interesting brush. So it's a big, fluffy, kind of curved, squared off brush. So I'm going to apply that. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Wow. That is some length. Look at that. One little coat, and look at that length. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. This is insane. I'm really excited to use this mascara all on its own with no false lashes, but look at that. Let me finish putting this on. I'll zoom you in and show you what one coat of this mascara looks like. Look at that. That's one coat of the mascara. Wow. I will say that because the wand of this is so big and squared off, it is a little bit hard to apply mascara to the lower lashes. I mean, I was able to do that, but the volume and the length, I am blown away. I can't wait to use this more. So these are the lashes that I chose. These are, I don't know the brand name of this, but this is actually a set of 5 pairs of lashes, and these are really pretty. They are a little bit tapered in. They kind of flare out at the end. And then I also grabbed some eyelash glue. This is from the brand Gapoya, and this is a lash glue. So let's test these lashes out. They were really, really affordable. They feel nice. They definitely have a thicker band. So the band isn't as paper thin as some of the other lash bands, which is not something that I'm too concerned about. We have a nice brush on the lash glue. I typically don't have to trim lashes. These ones I know for sure I'm not going to have to trim. These are really pretty. They definitely have that kind of fun flare out. So they kind of taper from the inner to the outer with that flare. Those are really pretty. They're definitely a little more natural than I go for. I love a good dramatic lash, but they look really, really nice. Actually, I kind of like this style with that tapered to the flare. The lash glue also seems really, really nice. So let me go ahead and do the other lash. Also, quick side note, the lash glue is clear application. I prefer a darker glue, but this one is really nice. Like I don't see any glue residue, but it is clear when applying. So you have to be a little bit mindful of that to make sure that you're getting enough glue on the lash. I really like these lashes. I love this style. This is not a style I would normally go for. I liked how dark they were and how full they were. They're, like I said, a little bit more natural for me, but I think the flared out lash really complements the eye shape. And these feel really nice. Even though the band is thicker, they feel really, really nice. They don't feel heavy at all. I really, really like these. So let's do some brows. So I did pick up a brow pencil. This is from the brand Legmani. And this is their soft brow pencil. Kind of looks like the ABH brow pencil. There's a spoolie on one end and the brow pencil on the other. So first, let's test the spoolie and brush up my brows just a little bit before we fill them in. So we have a really, really fine brow pencil. Again, gives me ABH vibes. Wow, this is creamy. I mean, this is instantly filling in my brows. Wow. I even feel like with the ABH one sometimes, or some other brands out there, I have to actually work kind of hard to get that creamy, to get those hair-like strokes. This is so easy to use. Oh my goodness. That was so easy. Oh, wow. Look how effortless that is just to fill my brows in. This is probably one of the better, dare I say, best brow pencils I've used. And then I do have kind of crazy brows, so I always like to set my brows with a brow gel. So from that same brand, Legmani, I have the waterproof eyebrow gel. Mine's in the shade 03. I think I did like a medium brown. Okay, the packaging is super nice. So we do have that little teeny spoolie. And yes, this is more of a medium brown. This is also incredibly easy to use. So I'm just brushing it through my brows. It's again going to fill in any areas, any sparse areas along with that pencil. And it's just going to set all of my brow hair in place. Like I said, I always use a brow gel. I have to, or my brows are all over the place by the end of the day. This is incredible too. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this Langani brand of brow product, these are really, really nice. Like really nice, rival high-end nice. So my lashes are set. I am going to go ahead and squeeze them. You always want to squeeze your false lashes together with your real lashes. That just gives you that kind of seamless lash look. I just can't get over how much I love these lashes. Oh, I forgot that I did pick up one of their eyeliner pencils because I wanted to use it in the waterline and I thought it would be kind of fun to test it out. This is kind of a pinky white pencil. I wanted to use that in my waterline. That works really nicely. I always like to put a colored liner in my waterline, and that kind of added that little bit of icy look to the waterline. So this is really nice as well. I almost forgot about that. We have 2 lip products to test out. So I did pick up a definer lip pencil from the brand Face Secret. It says waterproof lasting pencil in the shade Vanilla. So it's a little bit more nude because I knew I wanted to go with kind of a nude, cool tone, smoky look. So let me line my lips. So this is a little bit harder formula for a lip pencil. I mean, I'm getting some color. It's just a little bit harder, not as creamy as I would prefer. Once it warmed up on my lips, it definitely applied a little bit better, but it is a little bit harder formula, not as creamy as I typically would choose, but I do really like the color. And then I grabbed a liquid lip because liquid lips are my favorite. This is from the brand, I don't know because it's covered with the label, Alt something. Of course, it'll be linked down below for you. And it's a nude shade, really similar to the lip liner. Oh, here, now I can see the brand. Allison Shaw Lip Lust Cream Lip Gloss. Oh, so maybe it's more of a lip gloss than a liquid lip. That went on really nicely. That's actually a perfect match with that lip liner. This formula feels really nice. It's very creamy, easy to apply. It hasn't dried down yet. Let's give it a second to see if it dries down to more like a liquid lip or if it's going to stay this kind of creamy satin lip, which I would prefer, honestly. If it stayed this more satiny, hydrating feel, oh, it feels really nice on the lips. While we're testing out how this is going to dry down, lastly, I did grab a setting spray. This is from the brand Minchies, and this is their, I believe their glowy setting spray. Nice packaging. We have a sprayer. Let me see the, ooh, it looks like a really fine mist. Wow, that feels fabulous. That is such a fine mist, but you get a lot. So just a couple sprays will do your whole face. Let me allow this to dry down, kind of set my makeup in place. The lip did not dry down to a liquid lipstick consistency. It's very much more a very opaque lip gloss, which I really like. It's very creamy. I definitely want to buy some more shades. The formula is really nice. And the setting spray, I'm kind of blown away, honestly. It feels really nice on the skin. It had a nice fine mist, but you got a lot at once, so it was easy to set your face. It has a very mild kind of clean smell to it. I really like this. I'm impressed. So let me go ahead and get my hair into a ponytail because I am actually headed to the gym after this, and then I'll be back to show you the finished look and then give you my final thoughts on Temu makeup. So let's go over my final thoughts on this full face of Temu makeup. Starting with the primer. The primer was great. It's definitely a mattifying silicone feel primer. Packaging is nice, quality is nice. I definitely enjoyed this. Now the BB cream. First of all, the shade is completely wrong for me, as we saw. It's just not my favorite formula. I feel like it's very sheer. It does build up, but like I said, it takes a lot of work, and I'm just not interested in doing that much work for my makeup look, so I don't really see myself using this again or purchasing this again. So this, I would say, this is definitely a fail. Also a fail was the contour stick. I just didn't feel like you got the color payoff in the opacity. Even using the deepest shade on the stick, it didn't do much for me. I really had to add bronzer in order to get that warmth to my skin. So again, this is another product that I don't love and I probably won't reach for again. However, the concealer is really nice. I really enjoyed this. It was definitely a nice medium to full coverage, easily buildable, it's not settled into my fine lines and wrinkles at all. I really like this concealer. Also, I really enjoyed the bronzer. It's a perfect cool toned bronzer. That's what helped really warm up my face and helped to take away from the Casper-like vibes of that BB cream. The bronzer is great. The packaging is very nice as well. I almost forgot the loose powder. The loose powder, love it. Perfect translucent powder. I'm not picky on powder. I feel like translucent powder is translucent powder. I'm a little bit more picky of what I set my under eye with, but this set my under eye really nice. And like I said, there's no cakiness, no settling into the fine lines and wrinkles. Both the blush and highlight, these were wins. Definitely a lighter application, but they're buildable. So for me, I like a little bit bolder blush, a little bit bolder highlight, and I was able to achieve that. But you can also get that no makeup light look as well. The face brushes, 10 out of 10 out of 10. I find that these rival high-end brushes. These are really nice. They are weighted. They have a nice soft feel to them, but they definitely can get in there and pack on the product. I think these are fantastic. I also really like the beauty sponge. Again, like I said, it kind of gives me beauty blender vibes. It's a little bit more dense sponge, but it applied the product really nicely. Now the eyeshadow palette. Let me just tell you, I am thoroughly impressed. Like I said, I just applied this and there was an update on the screen of the longevity, but this is the same color story as the Natasha Denona Glam palette. That's $70. And this went on beautifully. I had opacity. I was able to build build it up and layer this, I definitely will be reaching for this a lot. And I am so happy that I bought the palette. I think the palette is another one of my favorite things. Also the eyeshadow brushes. I'm definitely buying more of these. Again, nice weighted ferrule, nice soft bristles, really packed on the color, blended beautifully. The brushes are a huge win of this haul. The eyeliner, really like this as well. I can see myself repurchasing this. No tugging, really easy to apply. Nice black liner. Blown away by this mascara. I mean, blown away. I can't believe the length I got from one tiny coat of this. Like I said, it was a bit harder to apply to the lower lash line just because of the thick brush, but this is incredible. This is definitely something I will on repeat purchase. The lashes, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much I love these lashes. These are so beautiful. And like I said, you don't feel them on the eyes. They're very lightweight, even though they have that thicker band. And the lash glue is nice. It's not my preferred lash glue because it is clear and I like to see where I'm applying my glue, but I was still able to use this. It feels nice and secure on the eyes and super affordable. I mean, these though, new favorite. Both of these brow products also blew me away. I mean, these are incredible. This brow pencil was so easy to use, and the brow glue and the brow gel, my brows do not feel crunchy, but they feel set in place, if that makes sense. Like they're not going anywhere, which is really important to me. These were another pleasant surprise. The liner is a liner. I don't use a lot of kohl liner, but it is pretty in the waterline. So I'm glad that I got it so I could at least test out the formula. Now for the lip products, the lip liner, it's okay. Like I said, it wasn't as creamy as I like. It had to get warmed up before it applied. It was a little bit chunky in application, so not my favorite, but this is incredible. It still has not dried down, but it feels very comfortable on the lips, very creamy. I like the color of this a lot. I will definitely be picking up some more shades. And last but not least is the setting spray. I love this. This is fantastic. My skin feels really nice, not dry, not taut, but set. Like my makeup feels set in place, like it's going to last through my gym workout and it's going to last through the day. So this was also a pleasant surprise. So overall, what are my thoughts on Temu? I was impressed with quite a few of the makeup and beauty products that I picked up from the brand. All of this cost right around $50. I mean, a full face of makeup for about $50 is crazy. The prices are really good. There were some big winners. There were a few fails, but there were a lot of winners. I definitely will be purchasing some more makeup and beauty products from Temu, especially their tools, their brushes, their sponges, their setting spray. Those were fantastic. I was impressed with the shadow, the lashes. There's a lot of great beauty options on Temu's website, along with all of the household clothing. There's so many things on their website. I mean, thousands upon thousands. But I'm impressed with the beauty products and I'm excited about everything I picked up. Don't forget, I will link everything down below for you, the Temu website, the 30% discount, all the information down below for you. Let me know if you've tried out Temu Beauty or what you think of the full face of Temu. And of course, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not, and turn your bell on so you never miss a future video. Everything I used will be linked down below, along with my favorite beauty subscriptions and my TikTok. Come follow me there for a little bit more beauty on a budget. So overall, this is a pretty exciting win from Temu Beauty.